Okay, next. How do you learn choreographies and what's your favorite?
Oh, yeah, so I have 5 original songs, I think, now. So all of them, since I'm very into the whole idea of idols and having a proper choreography to my songs, I actually went out to look for a choreographer of my liking and that I have been working with for all these songs together, and you know, thinking like of a choreography together. And I learned them basically just because she lives in America, my choreography. She sends me like a video and I will like mirror it and then slow it down in some parts and then just basically watch it over and over again, slowly starting by doing really like non-accurate movements in my body, just mimicking it. And then eventually, you know, if you repeat it several times and also try to like slow it down with where there's some like faster moves and so on, eventually you just pick it up. I mean, I have more practice with it, so I think it might be easier for me than for some real amateurs. But yeah, it's also not easy for me. Like, I'm kind of like out of practice a little bit, and it's difficult for me too, especially when I tried to learn all the choreographies from my 3D birthday concert while I was sick. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? My favorite choreography, I think, might be Heart Challenger or Fever Night. Just because, let me fix that. Heart Challenger or Fever Night. Because for Fever Night, you know, Fever Night is a very special song, and it's very different from my other songs, being synthwave and kind of like 80s inspired. So we tried to have the choreography reflect that in some more like elegant and sexy, feminine, disco fitting moves. And so those are really fun to dance because it's very different from my other choreographies. And Heart Challenge is just so much fun because when performing it for an audience, then I thought up of like a thing to do during the chorus where I make everyone like who has a towel. You know, you have to bring your towel when you come to a concert of mine, and you then raise it and then swing it and twist it and twirl it in the air during the chorus of Heart Challenger. So that's not really part of the original choreography, but I saw that in idol concerts in Japan before, and I thought that would be so much fun to do with my audience. And they've tried before at, for example, Dokomi, German convention. I got everyone to do that, and it was so fun because the cameras, they showed all the towels in the air, twirling, and they said that actually it created a lot of fresh air in a really hot room, the convention room. So it was actually a really good solution to feeling hot. I did not think of that at first, but it was apparently a really smart thing to do. Yeah, so Heart Challenge and Fever Night, I would actually say.
How long does it take you, by the way? How many hours?
I think like to get like the basics down without like really perfectioning the moves, a day. But I take a lot of breaks in between too. And then I like to take some more extra days to really, like, even if you know the moves, if you give yourself a few more days of practice, you will notice that eventually it will just look so much more like integrated into your body, and like you just are way better at it if you give it up a few more days time, obviously. So in total,
it's muscle memory, right?
Yeah, muscle memory as well. And just feeling more confident in the moves will just give you more like a leeway, I guess.
Yes.
And then, yeah, it's more natural then. So ideally, I would give myself a week. But in order to really just memorize the moves, mostly I can do it in 1 day.
Okay. So you've always had the longest streaming hours in EN. How do you manage to do so many long streams so often?
I think, for me, like the amount of time that I stream for me feels like kind of like the least I can do. Like, it feels to me like the minimum that I should be doing for myself, for my own like standards for what I want to be and how I want to be as a VTuber.
Understandable.
And I do also sometimes have some days where I feel like, oh, I don't really want to stream today, and I am feeling like kind of down. But once I start streaming, I always feel better. So I think it's kind of like a good thing for me, because I also live alone, and I don't really do much besides streaming and working. So I think it's kind of like a therapy to me, and socializing with the people, the audience is like pretty much the only way of socializing for me. But yeah, I think that helps me to stream longer and more often. And also, I mean, there might be a part of myself that, at least in the beginning, nowadays it's just like routine for me, but at least in the beginning I felt like I kind of had to compensate for something. But that's just probably my mind playing mind games on me. But yeah, I just wanted to work harder and work more to hopefully, you know, catch up and make up for things where else I would lack, yeah.
I see. So you really just like streaming, huh? Don't ya?
I do. As I said, of course, there's also days for me where I don't feel like it, but I would say I love streaming. Yeah, I mean, it's my job, and I'm so happy that I have a job that I enjoy and love, and I have a passion for it. So if I didn't love streaming, I think I would have already left Hololive by this point. Yeah.